Again, we have total 10 number of the uh, modification of adventitious roots. Number one is tuberous. Let me repeat that once again, where the food, when it is stored, they're getting swollen and irregular shape of each and every part, or what we can say, branch of the root, and they are at a different places, and that is why it is tuberous adventitious root. Example is sweet potato. Second is fasciculator roots. There they are occurring into cluster. They are swollen, but they are definitely stuck to a single place, single point. Examples are asparagus, shatavari, and dahlia. Third is nodules or nodulated root. In this type, only tips of the root, right, is swollen. Only tip of the roots is swell up. Examples are melilotus and curcuma mamada, that is mango ginger. Now, at last, what we have seen is beaded or moniliform roots. So they are forming small bead-like structure at regular interval on each branch of the root. For example, Momordia, that is beetle gourd, whiteys, and portulaca. These are few examples of it. Ready? Now, if I go into the next example, it is stilt root. Now, meaning of stilt root or breast root is, it is giving a mechanical extra support. Each and every root which is produced, it is for the sake of giving mechanical support to the plant. Ready? So if you see into the diagram here, from this is the surface of the soil. True roots would be at the under the surface, but to give mechanical support, they produce extra roots which are produced from one of the node which is near to the surface of the soil. They are actually grown up and they are penetrating into the soil in order to give mechanical support. So the plant can withstand their overall weight and it can definitely maintain themselves into the erect position. Ready? So to give mechanical support, roots are arising from lower nodes and enters into the soil. So it is also known as supporting root or prop root, the other name. Other names must be remembered by you. Ready? Look, this example is having 4 names. Number 1, stilt root. Number 2, breast root. Number 3, supporting root. And number 4, prop root. Example are saying maize, sugarcane, and pandanus. But the name of that adaptation is different, but with the same meaning. So do remember these as well. So this is the 4th example. Now next example, please take the screenshot. Next example is prop root or pillar roots. Here, if you can see, what I have noticed again is prop roots. Now, what is meaning of prop roots? The root which is giving mechanical support to withstand is known as prop roots. So it can be stilt root as well, and it can be pillar or prop root as well. There it was small prop root. Here it is large prop root. Ready? So particular prop root are pillar roots. And very genuine and very common most example of pillar or prop root is banyan tree, which is around us. Ready? So this root arise from branches. There it was arise from nodes. Here they are arise from the branches and grow downward toward the soil. It is also supporting the tree. For example, banyan tree, that is Ficus bengalensis. It is the scientific name of banyan tree. Ready? So please take the screenshot of it. So let me talk about the climbing root. Name itself suggests its meaning. It is used for climbing with support, right? So it is not mechanical support. It is support for climbing. So these roots arise from nodes and help plant into climbing. Ready? So in money plant, that is pothos, monstera, betel, that is piper betel, and black pepper. These are the examples of the plant which have the climbing root. Ready? આપણે જેને well કહીએ ને well, they produce this kind of climbing root. This root arise from the nodes and it wraps around. Ready? It wraps around or it sticks to the support so that it can help into the growth of the apical part of the what we can say apical bud. So they can grow in length. So as and when the support is given, they can grow. So climbers, types of the plant climbers, they have this kind of climbing root. Please do remember that. Please take the screenshot. Very special mechanism and adaptation which is seen into this special type of root called respiratory root. Now respiration is a process which is involving one special mechanism called exchange of gases. Carbon dioxide and oxygen is getting exchanged during respiration. It is not cellular respiration, it is extracellular respiration. So respiratory root. So if plant is growing at the place where oxygen availability may be decreasing, so oxygen is low, the place where oxygen is low, into the soil. So roots are coming out of the soil. They grow into the extremely opposite direction of their general growing pattern. The growing pattern of the root is they are growing towards soil, inside the soil, against the what we can say sunlight. Ready? So they are positive towards the soil and positive towards water. but they are negative towards sunlight, their growth. So here they are positive to sunlight, negative to soil, and negative to water. So they are growing towards the sunlight, outside the soil, right? If you see the diagram which is given here, they are growing above the soil. They are penetrating the soil and coming out. If you see into the photograph even. So they have very small pores, 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 so that air which is going inside and getting outside. So air is penetrating through the pores, and oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange can be possible through these pores. These pores are known as pneumatophore. It is very important to remember with respect to NEET examination. So they have pneumatophore at their surface, which is helping them in breathing process. Ready? So that is why they are known as respiratory roots, because they have pneumatophore, and pneumatophore is helping them in breathing process. So these root is found in, what we can say, example of these root are mangrove. So mangroves are the plants which have those kind of adaptation. Please take the screenshot. Now, where these mangroves are found? They are found in marshy or swampy land, where the soil and it is actually the coastal area, or the area where the rivers are meeting to the oceans. So they have scarcity of oxygen, where the tide comes, so the entire land is covered with the water temporarily for few hours. So there they lack oxygen into the soil because water is getting penetrated inside. So it is filled with the water and there is no oxygen into the soil. So some branches of taproot of the plant grows vertically upward and comes on the surface. They have pneumatophore, as we have discussed, very minute pores, and they have pneumatophores, and specifically those pores are pneumathod, the other word which is used for pneumatophore, right? Or lenticel. Actually, lenticel cannot be utilized as a specialized word here. Ready? Lenticels are found on dried surface, not wet surface. So they are pneumatodes or lenticels by which air enter into the plant and plant gets oxygen for respiration. Example are Rhizophora, Ericeira, that is mangrove plants. Both are mangrove plants. Ready? So this is the story about the respiratory special mechanism which is shown, special adaptation which is shown by the roots. Please take the screenshot. Right. Please take the screenshot now. Just a moment. Next, this is also very specialized mechanism or adaptation of the root. It is for adventitious type of growth, right? It is a special adaptation. Again, the adventitious type of adaptation. Adventitious, the part of the plant which is not growing at a particular place, which is called their origin. Now, Roots which are arising from leaf, which is not supposed to be, they are called as foliar roots. So this adaptation is foliar root or epiphyllous root, the second name. Epiphyllous, first foliar. They have two names. For example, Bryophyllum and Bignonia is the parts, plants which are having this kind of adaptation of foliar roots. So if you see here, they have very thin roots here, right, which is growing on the leaf. This is a bud. And this bud is having this specialized root. When this bud grows at a particular weight, size, it falls down onto the earth and grows into the next generation plant, new plant. Ready? This is a special type of adaptation which is found. So it is a type of asexual mode of reproduction, vegetative mode of reproduction, what we say. Ready? It is a part of, it is adaptation of vegetative type of asexual mode of reproduction. So please take the screenshot. Almost the last example, sucking roots, or second name, hostorial roots. Third, parasitic roots. Right? Now, why they are parasitic? Because they consume food or water or both from the host on which they are growing. So they either consume food or consume water or consume both from the host on which they are growing. But they are actually just a moment. They are actually depending on them because they are very small in size, right? They are very small in size and they are depending for food and water to the other plants on which they are growing. Now, in order to get the food or water from the host, they definitely have to, what we can say, a mechanism of sucking these material from the host. And for that, they have sucking roots, which are entering into the host. Ready? So roots enter into the host. If you see the diagram which is given here, right? This is host and this is parasite. There are three examples which are given: Dendrophthos, then Cuscuta, and Viscum. These are three plants which are actually parasitic on the other plant. So they are penetrating the host root. This is root of host. And they are penetrating to root of the host. Now, in order to get, number one, water, and number two, the inorganic material. Ready? So inorganic substances and water can be absorbed from the roots of the host. So they are depending not for food, but for the water and minerals. It is partially. The example which is given is belonging to the partial parasite. Ready? So this is how they are able to suck the material by penetrating the host body part. They are reaching to their xylem or phloem in order to suck either food or water. Ready? So this is called sucking or hostorial or parasitic root. Please take the screenshot. Now we are going through the other part of the plant body, that is stem. Ready? So here the example or the diagram which is given is of the shoot system. Now shoot system is growing above the ground and having a stem and leaf on them, and root system is underground and it is having roots which are found forming the root system. Root already we have discussed. Now we are going to go through the shoot system and specifically to the stem first. So let me quote the general difference between stem and root. Right? A few differences what we have seen here in the diagram is their growth pattern. Roots are growing under the soil, stem is growing above the soil. The direction, these are the different. Ready? So these are few differences. There are few differences between stem and roots. So let us talk the differences, general differences between roots and stem generally. So in roots or stem, these are the general differences between herbaceous, eudicot, roots and stem, or that is dicot. So in root, there is no node or there is no internode. We know the meaning of node or internode. And in stem, they have nodes and internodes. This is the first difference. Second difference, root generally do not have leaf or buds, whereas stems are having leaf and buds onto them. Roots are non-photosynthetic. They never follow the photosynthesis, whereas stem can be photosynthetic because they have leaf on them, which is doing the process of photosynthesis. Next difference, there is no pith. Pith is a central part. When you cut the plant, main axis or branch or leaf. Ready? So TS, transverse section of any of the part of the body, they have central region called pith, which is not found in root, but they are found into stem. Root have no cuticle. Cuticle is external surface layer for the sake of losing, to stop losing the excessive water. It is waxy substance, waxy layer on the body part. Look, roots are about to get water from outside. So if this waxy layer is applied on root, root could not be able to suck the water from its surrounding. That is why it is never found. The cuticle is never found on root. This is very important point with respect to need. Ready? Whereas cuticle is found on each part of the shoot system. They are on stem, they are on branches, they are on twigs, they are on leaf, etc. So they have cuticle because direct sunlight is falling on them and they can lose water at a large quantity if they don't have cuticle on them. Ready? So that's why cuticle is found on shoot system but not in root system. I hope you are very clear about these differences. Ready? Roots have root cap and stem never have stem caps on them, because root has to grow under the soil. It has to make the space between the molecules or between the granules of the soil. So it can be possibility that they can get injured, mechanically injured. That's why they have root cap. Whereas stems have to grow into the aerial part, that is into the air. So there is no barrier for them, such mechanical barrier. So they don't require these caps. Root have root hairs, ready? And stem have trichomes. Roots have pericycle and stem do not have pericycle. Pericycle again is the internal special type of tissue, right? Pericycle. Uh, when we see the anatomy, at that time pericycle word will be encountered. At that time I will guide you what is pericycle. Right now we are just remembering the name. Again, the other part, endodermis, right? Roots have the endodermis, but stem, very few examples where stem is having endodermis. Ready? Ectoderm is external layer of the skin, what we say. So beneath that external skin, if they have extra layer of the skin, it is called endodermis. So roots have the endodermis, but stem do not have that. And branches form internally from the pericycle, whereas branches are formed externally from lateral buds into the stem. So these are the basic differences which are found between root and stem. So please take the screenshot of this slide. And that's where we are actually ending our session, because there is 40 minutes which are over. And into the next lecture, we are going through the stem, that is shoot system. So till then, take care and have a nice time.